Holy crap! Here we are. I mean, I'm almost here. I'm here physically. I don't know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? Yes, I know what you mean. Do you know what I mean? I know what I mean. We are gonna get a little more medicated than usual. Only a little bit. I just got some really good buds yesterday, and we will be enjoying them. My wife is out of town for the weekend, and so it's just gonna be us boys. No chicks allowed! Only hot, sweaty, shirtless men. That's how I like my staycations. Masculine. But we're going to be talking about Flat Earth. We're going to be enjoying the extra medication. And really just as simple as that. If we get to a spot in which we run out of shit to talk about, then we'll start playing some retail WoW. I'm trying to see how high I have to get to actually enjoy the game. So we'll flip into that if I get too stoned and or we run out of material to react to. But for now, we're going to be reacting to TikToks from the TikTok website, tiktokeron.comogram. And I'll be enjoying some buds here shortly before I flip on the face cam, just to stay within YouTube's fancy-dancy TOSs. But if you're over on the vertical, please feel free to vote in the poll. I know you want to. I know you want to. I know that you're super sexy and handsome, and that you're virile, and that you're as masculine/feminine as you wish to be, and that because you're a sexy and smart and handsome individual, you're gonna go and you're gonna increase that watch time over there, or you're gonna go to Twitch and subscribe. You know, either one. I'm on a couple of different platforms, all right. But stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and light up a bowl real quick, and then we are going to dive into some TikTokograms from the old website. The old website, El TikTokeroni. El TikTokerino. TikTokogram. What's up, Rowan? And, if you've got any other subjects that you are keen on seeing a stoned man react to, then please feel free to suggest them in the chat. I am pretty open-minded on my conspiracy theories and cryptids and all that kind of stuff. We've covered aliens several weeks in a row, so I'm trying to take a small break. From alien stuff for now, but I mean, I don't mind, Looking at two artists, gatekeep art. Two, musical artists or visual artists? Like, what is there? Is a thing? Is this like a news thing, or is this just kind of like happening in your community? So I was looking back over the video that I just uploaded. By the way, go over and watch it and like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. And I noticed I can be a little long-winded, man. And I don't know if it's because of the being stoned, or if it's because I just am long-winded. I'm not as hyper as I used to be back in the day. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I kind of want to speed up my own commentary a little bit. So I'll try to be quicker. I'll try to be a little bit more precise and to the point, and concise, and all those words that you can use to describe when you shorten things, like a human bit.ly link. Just know that I know. All right, just know that I know, and I'm working on it. All right, let me just build this bowl real quick. Please enjoy my my sexy undulating. I know that my milkshake tends to bring all the boys to the yard, but I'm not ever one to suggest that it's better than yours or anybody else's. All right. But I have what's called rhythm and soul. Okay, and so if you don't know how to dance, then just kind of take lessons from me right there. They're fighting about what is real art. It's very violent. I thought you meant like fighting with words, not with fists. But it sounds like it's gotten physical? What are the circumstances to this fight? I feel like I should know. It started with words. Well, I mean, okay. I mean, it seems like quite an escalation. But now shit is going down. Ay, ay, ay. Is that the government? Like, what, there was one government that just fights all the time, fist fights. I don't remember which country that was, though. But, like, their parliament or whatever, like, the council or parliament or congress or whatever they have, people are always, like, throwing, like, mic stands and shit. Like, it's brutal. Like, because they just can't, like, debate on anything, I guess, civilly. But I'd be interested to know which country that is. If that's your country, then it makes sense. All that shit just kind of, like, devolves into fist fightery. So it wouldn't be surprising to know that the topic you're talking about would artistry. You know? Guys, if you're here for the first time, my name's Goose. What's up? I'm the guy that you see on the screen, shaking his old fat body for your enjoyment. I can't, you know, there's really not a whole lot of commentary that I can put onto the dancing. You should just honestly watch and enjoy while I get ready. If you like this kind of stuff, then that's the kind of stuff you're gonna see on the channel. It's pretty indicative, I must say. The themes are all appropriate. The themes are all right there, you know. So stay tuned, and maybe you'll see some more dancing. Definitely not full body dancing, because there's no way I'm gonna get up. There's no way I'm gonna get my fat ass up to dance. No, sir. Unless, I don't know. Unless we somehow magically get monetized in the next 3 or 4 hours. That would definitely make me dance. That'd be a big break, you know. That's a big break. That's that big break that people always shoot for, you know, when they look for pictures of Spider-Man. Sorry, it's gonna get more ridiculous because I'm packing a bowl right now, so I feel like I should put the disclaimer out there that I don't get like couch lock. I just get wacky, so you know, just know that it's a possibility. Know that it's a possibility. I might just be too crazy, and not crazy like hyper or anything. All we're doing is reacting to TikToks. Nemo, no, what the fuck to you? But you know, I may make up words here and there. You know? No, Nemo, what the fuck, what to you? How dare you cyberbully me? I do it all for you guys. I do it all for you guys, Nemo. This is all for you. Alright? Take it all in. Enjoy the magistry. You know, and if you watch the whole thing through, there's actually kind of a bit of a narrative. There's like a bit of a story to it. You'd never know, though, unless you actually watched it, like, start to finish. What is this? Where are you? Well, I'm the guy on the screen, but I'm currently about to inhale some smoke from an illicit substance. At least too illicit for YouTube TOS, so I have to hide my face for the moment. But when I come back, we're going to be reacting to Flat Earth videos. So if you're a fan of, or supporter of Flat Earth, I mean, I don't happen to be, but if you like Flat Earth, I guess. I mean, I'm going to be making fun of it, so I mean, I probably wouldn't be saying things that you enjoyed if you did, but, you know. It's okay to hear. Yeah, it's okay, you can go. That's fine. Just shit on somebody expressing themselves, why don't you? How dare you? How dare you, son of a bitch. You son of a goddamn bitch. You goddamn son of a goddamn bitch. Mr. Ultima, Timu Mr. Beast? Do I seem like a Jimmy Beast to you? Am I giving away dollars? Am I doing like weird quick cuts and shitty ass captions? Nah, dude, that guy's a fucking tool. I'm about to get high, motherfucker. Alright, give me a second, and then we will get things started. If you like to also smoketh of the canny bass, then please feel free to hit your bowl right now. I'm gonna count it down. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Cheers. No, you look hilarious. Shut up. 3, 2, 1. Cheers. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Oh my god, that one hits hard. It's resinous. Get a joke? You get a ability to speak English. Okay, that was a lot bigger of a bowl than I thought it was. I was gonna try to pace myself. Oh dear. The moment you know when it's just a little too much packed into that bowl. When you receive one of the biggest hits you've ever had in your entire... Where did I put my water? God damn it! No, you're funny, god damn it! Oh, goddamn. Oh, I needed that water. Holy shit, that was... That was the biggest bowl I have smoked to my dome in... Oh, quite a while. My throat is on fire. My throat is on fire. Woo! Make your day I'm trying to be nice to you. Shit, man, you shouldn't have to try. That should just come naturally. I'm nice to you. I love you, Daddy. Was that appropriate? I don't... Are we that close yet? Daddy? Hang on, I gotta clean off this glass piece real quick. I don't know if I want to run that challenge today that's up on the thing. I got scared nearly half to death yesterday with all the goddamn alerts. And I don't know how it's gonna. I don't know how I'm gonna react while I'm high, while I'm this stoned. It has hit me instantly. You know, I'm hoping that it's just kind of the initial like oxygen deprivation that happens when you just take a really big lung hit. But unfortunately, I think that that's gonna be it for a while. Do you have a girlfriend? I have too many to count, man. Hey! I have a wife. I have a wife who I've been married to for almost 20 years now. I think we're coming up on 20 years in next year. It was 2007, I believe. So 2027 will be 20 years. That's a long fucking time. That is a long fucking time. Have you? I mean, I can't imagine. Looking back, I could not imagine myself having been with someone that long. My sinuses are still going crazy. I mean, smoking definitely does not help. You know, so Trust me, I have all the girls. I bet you do, man. I bet you do. You know, only the most sexy and handsome individuals ever stop into my stream, so it makes sense. It makes sense. Only the most sexy and handsome individuals. Only sexy. Don't question it. I'm trying to debate whether or not I go to the local pub tonight. I'm assuming there's probably going to be a lot of people there with World Cup stuff going on. Is that on tonight? It's Friday. Does World Cup show on Friday? I would assume so. But America's got to be in one of those again soon, right? Let me shrink my horizontal camera and we can get started. Alright, I just clicked on some random ones that are like anywhere from, I don't know, a couple weeks ago to a couple months ago up to recently. And we'll just kind of take them out one by one. And we'll see how convincing these arguments are. Let me tune the music down just a little bit. And it's off. Alright.
Someone once told me that
goddamn bitch! You don't have to just like come out the gate yelling at me. Like I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Just talk normal. I mean, you're in your car. You know? Like just pull it back a little bit. Just pull it back. What's up, Patrick? Cleveland rocks.
Never happened. And I looked at him like he was a tinfoil hat nutter and told him to get out. And told him to stop spitting on the greatest human achievement of all time. And then he asked me, well, how did they get through the Van Erie Belt? And I didn't know what that was. And he told me what it was.
Well, you did say it wrong. So there's your first mistake. But do go off, King.
Radiation and heat that surrounds the Earth that at its hottest is 20,000 Kelvin and at its coldest is 2,000 Kelvin. And then he said to me, how long do you think it takes for the aluminium shuttle, which melts at 900 Kelvin, to get through the Van Alabad? And I said, well, it must go really quickly, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And he said it takes 50 minutes. And I was like, wow, okay, so they must have some protective shield around it. Maybe it wasn't made out of aluminium. And then he said, yeah, well, think about the fact that they've got to come back through the Van Belt as well. So they've got to spend, give or take, an hour and 40 minutes in radiation that at its coldest is 2,000 Kelvin and at its hottest is 20,000 Kelvin. And I was like, hold on a minute, something's not adding up here. And then you start to look at the pictures they took, you start to look at the boot print on the ground that didn't match the boot, and you start...
What? I never heard about the boot print that didn't match the boot. I would assume that that's probably just someone being fucking dumb. And like attributing something to them never having gone to the moon. Aluminium in it? No, like on it. Come on now. In it. Come on, how dare you?
You start to lose your mind. And you realize everything's a lie. Someone once told...
What? No, what? No, just because of the Van Allen belt. What? I'm pretty sure that the angle that they went through it and the time it took was either like, you know, within a safe margin of error. And of course they were exposed to radiation to some degree, but like the dudes that went through it made it back. That doesn't mean that it was faked. That we were lied to, you fucking idiot. Moon landing. Goddamn. Kubrick is just rolling around in his grave. Jesus Christ. Can you believe that, like, AI was the last thing that he put his name on? Gross.
If a firmament...
Don't get me wrong. It was a good movie.
or dome exists above us, then when a meteorite lands on Earth,
why would I talk shit? Why would I talk shit if I like the movie and I like the creator? Why would I talk any shit?
The harder it becomes to ignore. And before this video,
crying like a baby? What? What on earth? Am I crying like a baby?
ends, you'll see why people on both sides of this debate keep coming back to it. Imagine you're walking through a quiet desert. Suddenly someone shows you a strange rock said to have fallen from the sky, not from a plane, not from a mountain, from above. Most people hear that and move on.
Mm-hmm.
But one simple question changes everything.
What do you mean? Did I laugh at what somebody said? Did I? I think if I did, that was probably a gift sub. I don't know if I wanted to do that today. I don't have any like spendable income on the site. Patrick, if you can point it out, I'll do one. We gave out 2 yesterday, so I mean, I don't have a problem with it. You, Mr. Beast. Okay. But I don't look anything like Mr. Beast. I'm like double his age. I'm in my 40s, good sir. Good sir. All us Americans don't look alike, okay? Alright? Don't be USAist. Okay? It's almost our birthday. Alright? Can't you just treat us with a little bit of civility? It's almost our birthday. Alright? We haven't bombed any new countries in the last I'm not wearing a watch. 34 hours. But you know what? That should have earned us a little bit of goodwill. Okay? Okay? Spell controversial right already. I will not. CONTRAVERSUS. Is that correct? Yeah, no, it has to be. I can't gift a sub to the fucking video, Patrick. I can't gift a sub to the video. What am I supposed to do with that? How do I do that? How do I gift a sub to the video? Yeah, no, I got it's got to be a person. If a person makes me laugh, then I will honor that by gifting a sub within the Twitch chat. And then I don't know if can you do that in YouTube? Like once you get monetized, can you gift memberships? Because if that's a thing, then I would probably hold it true for the YouTube as well. So saith I, channel owner and maven. What back to you, Nemo? What back to you? What right back at you?
Of where exactly? Here's why that matters.
To stay in your basement all day, that's all you do. Oh, jeez. Nemo, I don't think you're gonna get the rise out of people that you think you are. You're just gonna fulfill one of the challenges.
If there's no barrier overhead, then
and it's not the one you're gonna want.
Answer seems straightforward. But if there is some kind of dome, canopy, or firmament, then a new question appears. How did the object get through it? Did it make an opening? Was there already a path? Or are we misunderstanding what the object actually is? Now stay with me, because this is where the puzzle gets interesting.
I'm going to have to stay with you, because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about so far.
Debate is about rocks. It isn't. It's really about the nature of the sky itself. And that's a much bigger question. The globe model, well, it says meteorites travel through space and enter Earth's atmosphere. In that view, there's no dome that needs to be crossed. The object just falls through layers of air until eventually it reaches the ground. But, you know, supporters of a flat plane model sometimes suggest a different possibility. Some folks propose that what people call meteorites may not always come from distant space. Others suggest the firmament, if it exists, might not be a solid shell at all, but something more complex than people imagine.
I mean, I think people think that the firmament is water, right? Like it's layers of water that are like covering the dome, or they make up the dome or something. The dome is supposed to be, in the flat Earth model, the dome is glass. But outside of it is supposed to be water. Right? See, Nemo, that's what I was saying. Like, not all us Americans look alike, okay? You know, I'm not blonde. I think he's blonde, dude. I'm a Mexican Eastern European mixture. Even the motion that I just did was pretty Eastern European, okay?
Here's the twist nobody talks about.
There was no, okay. We weren't
Before
leading
you
up to
can
anything.
answer how something gets through a dome, you first have to know what the dome is actually made of.
That was my question. That was the question I had. He's like fucking psychic. He knew exactly what I was about to ask.
Us, energy, or maybe something else entirely.
Yeah, like what, a water?
Without that answer,
Or like ice or something?
every explanation just leaves another question waiting around the corner.
No, not really. No, I mean, you could just do the research, or like read all the relevant papers, and look at all the proven results already, and see, you know, what the scientists are all saying, and that would answer most of your questions. You don't just assume that it's something else. You don't just go, oh well, it's this thing. If it's not science, man, it's just got to be this other thing that I just made up out of my own brain. That's not really how that works, you know. That's not how thought and reasoning and cognition.
Flat Earth is.
That's not how cognition works, guys. It's just not. You can't call that cognition. Okay. You're Mexican. You're not. You're Mexican. I assume that you're accusing me of not being my heritage, which is fine. You can believe whatever the fuck you want.
Most curious conspiracy theory, because even though it's generally seen as a joke, so many people genuinely.
My throat. Curious. Was what I meant to say instead of choking.
Have this belief. So today, my question is, what do they even believe? Well, it all starts with this idea that the whole world is being deceived. The God of the Bible is real, and there's a force trying to keep you from him. But
that's a good AI clip of it. Looked like Keanu Reeves at first, but obviously I was wrong.
Deceived. The God of the Bible is real, and there's a force trying to keep you from him. But the reason why the shape of
Mommy, do you want Milkies? Is that what you're saying? Haley Hosey? What the fuck? I don't have any. You know, my titties are all dried up. You know. But, you know, I'm sure the dark web probably have some, like, services or something that you could probably go through. Is that a dark web sort of thing? Buying breast milk over the internet? You could, Xantherman, what's up? You could probably just, like, buy it... Like, just normally? What, like eBay or something? Like... I mean, that's pretty gross, but, I mean... There's a market for it. I don't know why I started talking about breast milk, but I'm sure it was relevant. I am pretty stoned at the moment, but we'll get back there, you know, probably in our train of thought. If not, I'm happy to go off the rails to continue a tired metaphor.
The Earth matters is because to a flat earther, this changes the biblical narrative. See, if you change the shape of the Earth and then
now, as far as Christianos, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that the Bible doesn't mention a flat Earth, really, you know, and I'm pretty sure that like a lot of people who disagree with like the creationist model, I kind of would agree with that, but I'm not sure if that's mainstream Christian, you know, supported by the theology or whatever. But as far as I know, you know, your Bible doesn't mention it, as far as I'm aware. I know that the firmament is mentioned, but most Bible scholars agree that just talks about like the atmosphere, and if it means anything significant, it's like, oh well, the hydrogen in the atmosphere. It's like separating the atoms, you know, the whatever, like you know. when it comes together as the chemicals that form oxygen, then it's like, you know, firmament, bam, 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 bamboozle, firmament. There you go. I don't know if that's what the consensus is, but that's what I've heard.
Space into the mix. Then suddenly, angels become aliens. And looking up to heaven doesn't mean anything because you're on a globe. But what about NASA or the moon landing? I mean, don't we already know this stuff? Well, this is where the real conspiracy begins. Because flat Earth depends on NASA and space being complete lies. In this theory, NASA has
he's trying
the moon landing. All
debunk
these space agencies are rather psyops, meant to reinforce this idea of
trying to be
infinite
non-biased
vacuum. All of this just to remove
weird,
God
right?
from the equation. Now, interestingly, if you translate the word NASA in Hebrew, you actually get the word...
Okay, no. Fucking goddamn. Jesus Christ. No. NASA doesn't mean fucking to deceive. Like, that's stupid. Jesus fucking Christ. Get a grip. Like, why the fuck... Do you know how stupid that is? Do you know how fucking dumb that is? Oh, a secret society or secret organization like Illuminati or the Knights of Columbus or whatever the fuck you believe is running the world right now. They're gonna go out of their fucking way to make it super easy to determine who they are by looking simply at the name of the organization that they created. And they're going to be like, watch us flaunt it in their faces. Let's see them detect this because we're reptilians. You know, like, fuck you. Like, what? Why would anybody think that? You would have to be supremely dumb to think that NASA in any way means to deceive or anything in Hebrew or anything like that. Fucking, like, you would have to be very dumb. You'd have to be very dumb. Very extremely dumb. So dumb. So extremely so dumb and stupid. And so stupid and dumb.
To deceive, which is honestly kind of crazy. But now, my question is why? Why would they go to...
Yeah, see, you should stop there. Oh man, that's crazy. Yep, it's crazy. There you go. Accept it. That is crazy speak. That's not something that any consensus of people believes. Only crazy cuckoo pants people. Then maybe extract something from that, young man. JPole3808 has mentioned the firmament. Yes. So how about setting a tennis ball on the water, then pushing the dome down under the water? Will the ball float inside with trapped air? What the fuck? You cannot do an experiment on Earth with all the gravity that we have pulling things down that would emulate any, like, phenomenon with gravity that you're trying to prove. I don't know if that's what you're doing, but have you seen the experiments where people will take a ball and they'll spin it the way that they think that the Earth is spinning at the rate that they think the Earth is spinning, but not the scale or the idea that there's a fucking center of gravity directly below our feet, and they just don't understand that? I don't know if that's what you're saying, but if that is, then I cut you off with that already.
Such great lengths to lie about this? Well, the answer is conveniently in Genesis 1, where it explains how God created a vault, a firmament to separate the waters below from the waters
beginning
above.
Of this
See,
book.
The idea here is that every time a rocket is launched, that rocket will only hit the firmament without ever breaking through. This is why people went crazy when a SpaceX rocket completely lit up the sky. It's because it looked like it was splashing around in water, or in this case, the firmament.
Yeah, I mean, fucking Cast-Off looks cool, man. Yes, but if the ball is underwater, why we lose gravity? What the fuck? What are you talking about, dude? I don't... What ball is underwater? Are we underwater? You think we're underwater? I mean, that's... We've been to outer space, dog! Like, we've been there many times. We've got people up there right now, man. Living, I don't know if it's our turn on the ISS, but most time, I think it's like weeks at a time, months at a time. Pictures from the space stations, like, all the fucking year long. You can see live streams, brosif. So I don't know what ball you think is underwater, or why that has anything to do with gravity of the Earth. but I can safely say that Flat Earth is not a thing. Not a real thing. Not a valid thing. Huh, ha! Yeah, there we go. It's a little more clean now. Space is in the firmament under the dome. Oh, okay. How much of it is in there? And how far away is the dome? And how do you have any proof of that? Are you going from the Bible? Because you know that the Bible's a book that was written by people, right? Like a bunch of people who are all subject to corruption, just like any human being is. Unless, of course, you think that God is literally real, in which case he can't be all good, all knowing, or all omnipresent, in which case otherwise he'd be a monster, which means he wouldn't be good. And he would allow for the death and suffering of many millions of people. By explaining round Earth and the firmament. But yeah, but I'm saying there ain't no firmament, my diggity dog. Like we have satellites, pictures like that have come from like way beyond what we've been able to even visit in human form. But we've seen it with our peepers, my dude. With water above and below. Don't know what the fuck you're talking about. In reference to what? The galaxy? We know what the galaxy looks like, dude. How big is it? It's gotta be pretty big. Does it just contain the entire universe? So we're just in a giant bubble? A bubble that encompasses one universe and then there's like multiple other universes? Like the DC multiverse? You know? Is there a bleed? Is there a, what is it, Wall of Champions? What's the wall? What's that, what's the wall in DC? What's it called? The solar systems we see is under that firmament. So the entire galaxy. So the entire fucking Milky Way galaxy. That entire thing. That is insane. I don't know why you would think that. You're just, I mean, you're making that up. Like, it feels like that's not a unified belief that I've ever heard of before. That the entirety of space is a firmament? No, we are under the air-filled dome. My God. Then why can't we breathe in space? If there's no air. Or if there's air in there. Why can't we breathe in space? Pushed down in the water. What? How'd we get pushed down in the water? Why aren't we bobbing up to the surface, you know? Shouldn't we be? If we're like buoyant, you know? If it's like a, you know, like a super ball, you know, a rubber thing that we're just like holding down under the water, go like boo, you know? Boy, sploosh, you know? Bang. Know what I mean? Push down in the water. Okay.
If people saw this plainly, then of course they would believe in the Bible. But Satan has different plans. As long as humanity believes it's just alone in space, humanity will be far away from God. And in this theory, until the enemy changes strategies, this supposed delusion will go on and on. Flat Earth is the most curious conspiracy.
No, it's not the most curious one. Yeah, the Earth floats under the dome in the air. Okay, so what's the dome made of? What's the dome made of? Can I get a suey? Like the pig call? So what's the dome made of? Is it glass or is it what the guy said, like energy? What are we working with here? What kind of materials? And how was it constructed, you know? The solar system is under the dome. That'd have to be a really massive undertaking for someone to construct something like that. We don't know. Then how do you know it exists? Oh,
Flat Earth is a psyop to discredit all other conspiracy research.
We do not know. Right. You don't know that it exists. You don't know where it is. You don't know what it is. You don't know what it's made of. And you don't know who put it there. But somehow you just believe it. Very interesting. Let's see. Yeah, let's not do that one. Let's just say like, nah, we won't. We'll disable that text for now until I can think of something better to put there. I'm trying to do the long haul tonight if I can. It would be nice to stream until like 8 or 9. Whenever I get hungry, you know. Hang on, I gotta turn off that. There we go. We did it! It's my theory, nothing can be proven. Yeah, well. Then I don't think your theory's got legs. Fits all the parameters of the Bible. Well, I mean, the Bible is, again, a book written by men who are subject to corruption, who can lie, who can get things wrong, who can be mistaken, who may not know the science back then when the book is written, and it hasn't been revised in, what, 800 years, something like that? So, like, you know, you don't have to believe it. You can choose to, but you don't have to. You know, you can believe the relevant science. So, you know, just leave the Bible. Just leave the Bible out. Just be like, whoosh, whoosh, you know. Made of dark matter. Okay. I mean, I guess I said of the Bible and science. I know, but maybe get rid of the Bible. It is a simulator in God's cell phone. I mean, that's more likely than... Or that's just as likely as anything else. You know what I mean? You stop the Bible. I know, I'm saying just get rid of the Bible. You don't need it in this equation. I mean, if we're speculating, it doesn't need to fit the Bible.
Proving NASA is fake kind of, to me, proves the Earth, you know, the Earth is not a globe. NASA was created right after Project High Jump. They did Project High Jump. Now, let me ask a question. Could you bring me a gallon of water without a container?
No.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Right? Large bodies of water at rest need containment and to lie flat at rest. Right? So, what contains the water in a lake? Excuse me. What contains the water in a lake? The shoreline is higher.
Flat.
The shoreline's higher than the water. It's containing it. So you have, you know, your container, which is the lake bed. Right.
Well, the gravity of the center of the Earth, the gravity generated by the giant mass that makes up the Earth, is what's pulling the water towards the center of it. That's why water can't be contained without a container on the surface of the Earth, because it is being pulled down by the center of gravity closest to it, that's the biggest, which is fucking Earth. Mr. Dark Moon Dave, I forgot your name. Flat Earth Dave. Mr. Dark Moon Flat. Dark Moon Flat Dave. Dark Moon Flat Earth. Dark Flat Moon Earth.
So one side of the lake was lower than the water. Would the water be contained? The water would flow away.
No.
I don't think so.
So if you took the average height of all the continents, can you guess which one's the highest?
Doesn't matter.
Antarctica. It's
Doesn't
over
give- doesn't
double
matter.
the height of any other of number 2.
Really?
Double the height.
I never heard that.
So
We can't prove the Bible isn't real. Well, we can't necessarily prove that the events depicted in the Bible are not all real, but I'm sure that there are definitely cases where we can certify whether or not something happened with official records that were taken at the time, whatever survived. Maybe not everything. And so many historical records confirm its contents and existence. Right, just because you can confirm some of the historical accounts of the things that happened in the Bible doesn't mean Jesus actually walked on water or that he resurrected after the third day. You cannot just group all those things together and say that the Bible is 100% accurate. You actually have to look at all the different things separately and then to have a preponderance of each different case. You know, like you got to do the work. You can't be lazy. Well, they had slaves back in the day, so therefore Jesus walked on water. Come on, man. Like the salt lady, yeah. And talking bushes and fucking talking donkeys and shit. Like, come on, man.
Antarctica, in our model, is the shoreline that surrounds the world oceans. So the world's oceans are the big pond that we
No.
had in Kansas.
Says anybody
And
who's ever done a transglobal sailing trip or been on a fishing boat, commercial fishing boat up near Alaska or anything like that. If you've been anywhere near the poles or anything similar, or seen one of the live streams, again, we're in such a crazy age right now where there's like fucking otter cameras from city zoos that are going like 24/7. Like there's no way that we can't just look at a fucking live stream of places like Antarctica, Alaska, wherever. Like I'm not converting anyone. We all have our own choices to make. Yeah, exactly. You have the freedom to practice your religion just like I have the freedom to say whatever I want in regards to that. Exactly. I'm glad that you see things eye to eye with me. Jesus Christ may look different. I mean, he's probably just an Arab gentleman. I don't think that there's any like major dispute on that anymore these days. Though I have still seen in LA there are still some. It's been a while since I've been to LA, but there are definitely still some churches where he's very much Asian, that's fine. You know, that's part of their religion. It's a book that has been studied for 20 centuries and systematically debunked for 20 centuries, but typically it's not the atheists who go to war with people who don't share their beliefs, nor is it the atheists who are the ones who are taking the slaves and calling it holy divine fucking will, nor is it the atheists who are systematically oppressing exotic peoples and fucking pagan tribes and converting them on pain of death and torture. No, it's not the atheists. No, that's all Christians. That's all the Christians. We have a lot less to account for, man.
it contains our water. So after Admiral Byrd flew out there, he said he went beyond the South Pole and he found land bigger than the United States that no human has ever set foot upon. Well, if you look at where he came from,
who said this?
This is Admiral Byrd, a U.S.
I mean, and any one person should definitely be enough to dismiss and completely derail an entire catalog of scientific discovery for several hundreds of years preceding his claim. Sure, absolutely. Even if he is an admiral. Absolutely. Just to believe the guy, you know? Question: would atheism exist without the God in the Bible? I have no idea. That sounds like a philosophical question. And anyone who's a regular on my channel knows how I feel about philosophically. I love falafel. Don't get me twisted. Philosophy. I said it right in the end there. Did you see? I just had the mug in front of my face. But I don't know. Let me think about that. Would atheism exist without God and the Bible? Well, atheism, if I'm just thinking about the word itself, which fits what I believe, atheism is just theism with an A. Like it's like if I was moral and I didn't have morals, I would be amoral. If I was theist, I would believe in God, and then if I'm atheist, I just don't believe in God. I don't have a concept of God. So I don't assume that it would, because without a concept of God, then then everybody's atheist, you know, if you have to define that, if you have to slap that label on the entirety of humanity, you know. Yes, I don't really like philosophy because it can lead anywhere. Yeah, you and I are on the same page on that one. I fucking hate philosophy because it's one of those like trees of dialogue where it can very easily just like prove whatever the person who's asking his point without like actually substantiating or proving anything. And people call back to, they're like, have you ever heard of Hippocrates or Socrates or any of those guys? Do you think they didn't contribute anything to humanity? And like, we all know that we're talking about like modern debate philosophy. Like we're not talking about inventing medicine. Like you like motherfuckers who try to argue with me about the Bible or like supporting slavery in the Bible or like talking to me about political shit or whatever. Like it always boils down to philosophy, and they always act like they're fucking discovering fucking penicillin or some shit. And like your ideas are not new. You know, like people have been arguing about the Bible for the last fucking 1,000 years. I wasn't addressing you specifically, J-Pole. I hope you don't think I was targeting you. I'm only here for people to cyberbully me, okay? All right? I would never turn it around on my viewers. Never! Sorry, headphone users. I'm just really passionate about that.
Admiral that did this huge project.
At least you're all awake
It was
now.
called High Jump, High Land. And from where he came from, past the South Pole would put him in between Australia and South Africa. I think somebody would have seen land bigger than the United States over there, right? But what if he was just going out beyond Antarctica? What if there's more land out there? May or may not.
I mean, you're hinging that on a lot of what ifs, Dave. There's a lot of what ifs in that little snippet of dialogue that we got right now. All right. I think Flat Earth Dave is a little tired at this point. I think we've kind of all heard his mucky muck, and I think he's kind of taking stuff. I love when you curse. Don't draw attention to it, okay? I don't actually curse a lot. Because I'm in like professional mode most of the time. This is me letting loose. This is me letting my hair down, you know? This is me on vacation, essentially. And I don't typically curse a lot, so I sound like I'm from the hood and trying to sound really like refined, you know? And I guess that's kind of, I did grow up in the hood. So maybe that's that quality kind of making its way to the top. I was a little bit blue collar in my youth, and so it's probably bleeding out a little bit now that I've found my inner child once again, as you can tell by my hat. He says while also dead inside. Not really. That's, you know, it's humorous. Oh yeah. Let's get over Flat Earth Dave, okay? I think that he's, you know, the community has kind of started breaking up with him, so let's honor that and let him slink back into the shadows.
The Earth is not.
Oh god damn it, Dave!
When planes take off
Ah,
and when they're
shit!
flying, they have to be at a
Fuck!
nose up tilt just subtly. So they're never, even when they're coming down, they don't nosedive. They actually lessen their flight and they actually come down with a nose up tilt, a subtle nose up tilt, even when they're descending. And so that's because of the wind resistance. Because if they tilt their plane down, it's gonna be like bam. So it ain't gonna be good.
So let me correct you on that. If they tilt it down, it's going to come down too fast. If they go straight, perfectly level, it's going to porpoise. So they always go nose up a little bit.
Yes.
But if they're flying over a ball, they would have to nose down or they're going to fly off into space. Inside of 1 hour, they'd be over 80,000 feet high if they did.
Well, no, you fucking moron. The Earth's really big. It's not something where, oh my god, I have to make sure that I'm turning down all the time or else I'm gonna end up either in the ground or in fucking space. Even though that's not how gravity works. And that's not how velocity works. Like, goddamn, dude. Oh man, I'm stoned, but this guy's a fucking idiot. Like the Earth is so huge that it's gonna seem like you're just going straight. It's one like degree of declination. It's like you're just accounting for a very small amount of curvature. Like as you're going, you're not actually like actively going like, oh man, we got to make sure to stick with this curve or else we're gonna go out in space. What do you think piloting is? You know enough about how air goes around a wing to know what their fucking flight angle has to be. How do you know some of it and not the fucking rest of it? Holy shit, dude. He's such an idiot. He's so dumb. He's so stupid. He's so fucking dumb. It's so easy to make fun of him. God damn. How do you get to your age and like have like I think a wife and kids? And like and you're still talking about this shit? How is that? Like, how can you look your family in the eye and say, oh, yeah, I grifted some more people today, honey. It's okay. We can afford to eat this month. I grifted some people, honey. I grifted them real good. I grifted them. You better grift them. You better grift them. I swear to God. Little Dave needs to eat tonight. He needs to eat. He's getting all skinny. He's all skin and bones. I did. I grifted him real good, honey. I grifted him real good. I did. Please. Please let me feel the warmth of your touch. Yes, it's really big and the solar system bigger and firmament bigger than that. Goddamn, dude. All right. I mean, hey, you're free to believe whatever you want.
Nose down. That's
I just
at
don't know.
500 miles per hour.
I wouldn't hold on to theories. I wouldn't hold on to theories as headcanon if, like, I couldn't be sure, or at least have some relative level of sureness. You know, I didn't just once do ayahuasca and then, like, visit the Arcturians and sit with the council and learn about how the world's going to go into an apocalypse in 9 months. I didn't, and if I did that, I would have only done it once. And if I do it multiple times, there's something wrong with me. If I go to a therapist and I say, I've been speaking to the Arcturian council, they're gonna lock me up. Or inject me with some real good drugs. I'm about to do a hand gesture that people do a lot these days, but I don't mean it in the way that the kids mean it. So I'm going to do this. It's not meant to be a 6-7 thing. It really is just, it's 1/2 or 6 or 1/2. It's an old people thing. I don't know how else to explain it. So many grifting channels now. It's sad, not yours. Well, yeah, because I'm not selling anything. And if I was, it would mostly just be my presence, my continued presence in your life. Hello, I'm your AI assistant / best buddy. See, that would be good. Wouldn't you like to carry that around on your wrist? That's right. Do you know who was the start of your family tree? I have no idea. 1/4 of my entire family is from somewhere in Mexico. Another 1/4 of my family is from somewhere in the Pacific Islands, and 1/2 of my family is from wherever white people come from. Mostly Romanians, but also just wherever white people come from. You know, wherever their bed of civilization is. So I'm a mutt. I'm a mixture of a bunch of different things. I guess I could have just said that, and it would have only been one sentence as opposed to an entire fucking novel. But I, you ain't watching for my gaming skills. You know. As you can see, I'm clearly not playing a video game. I don't know how to explain that joke. I think you're smart enough. You're smart enough to have understood that. I have faith in you. I believe in you. I believe in you, J-Pole. I believe in you like you believe in my family tree. Did that person exist even though you didn't know them? I mean, infinite regression isn't always the best tactic to take. You know, just because you didn't see something doesn't mean it's not there. Because I mean, I could say the same about like a floating hot dog in space being our god. Just because you believe in a different god doesn't mean he's not the real god. Could be him. You don't know. But that doesn't prove that your god's real. It just proves that mine is less legitimate. See how it hurts both your cases? Both of you being like the hypothetical god. I mean, the floating hot dog in the sky. He doesn't exist, so it's okay if we hurt him. Alright? You don't have to worry about that. It's humane. Not that I mean, let's say that a hot dog floats down from space and is just massive. Would you take a bite? I'd probably take a bite. I think I'd take a bite. At least one bite, you know? Just one. Unless it, like, hurt somebody. If it killed somebody when it came down, I probably would I would abstain on moral grounds. Because that wouldn't be cool. You'd be eating a death hot dog. Alright? And I will not stand for death hot dogs in my channel. Alright? That's gonna get you banned! Alright? I didn't see God or the Bible, but I'm here. Well, you can see a Bible. I mean, all you gotta do is go to a hotel, you know? Open the top drawer. The Gideons leave them all the damn time. You know? So I believe. Right. That's fine. You have that right. Just like I have the right to say that that's stupid. That's okay. We can both believe what we want. We're both allowed to do that. You can say that I'm stupid for calling you stupid. It may not fit your moral code, that's fine. But you can. I don't think you're stupid. I just think that the beliefs themselves contradict themselves, and thus only a person without adequate intelligence would be inclined to believe them. Wait, no, I think that was just indirectly calling you stupid. I don't mean to say that you're stupid. That's I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't mean to say that you're stupid. I'm not going to try to explain anything further because I'm just going to dig the hole even deeper. I cooked death hot dogs on the 4th, charcoal grilled. So when we signed the new lease for our apartment, for some reason they amended the clause which allowed us to have a grill, and then gave us a lease violation for having the grill. I was a little pissed about that. It feels kind of like they're targeting us a little bit. Mostly because we've been here the longest, and I think that they don't make money if they're... Because I've maintained all of this stuff. Like, we've never needed any, like, maintenance or anything replaced or anything like that. And I think to them, that says that they are... If we're not putting in maintenance requests to replace things, it says to them that we are not treating the apartment well, because... I guess they think that all renters are like children and just can't like treat a space with respect. I'm sure that they have a lot of trauma that they have to process every time that they get, a new renters. I'm sure. I am absolutely sure. But it's shitty, You have to have it at least so many feet away from the building. The grill that is not the Mexicans. Well, right. Why would anyone think people? I don't... Oh, Patrick. That was funny. That was very funny. This music is like starting to give me a small headache. A guy grilling on his 2-floor deck burned down 4 units. God damn, dude. Well, and that's the thing. Like, I know I'm a caterer. Like, I take my grill places. I just store it in my backyard. Like, I've had it since we moved in 10 years ago. And I just store it there. Like, I leave it out there so that I can have a place to store something that isn't, like, fucking spewing charcoal dust all over the place, No, that does not count as a laugh. That's more of a guffaw. Come on now. Are you trying to bankrupt me? Are you trying to bankrupt me? I pay for these, right? Jesus, Patrick. Although we did, I have 4 subscribers now. That's pretty cool. Definitely a change. Second floor apartment deck. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I never did that. I only stored my barbecue. We had to find a different place to put it, and I guess that's fine. We've got storage and everything, but it's like you gotta shuffle things around. I don't know why I'm boring you guys with my life just bullshit. We had to find a storage space for my barbecue. I think we just started talking about barbecues or something. Maybe it was 4th of July. How do we get on hot dogs? Maybe.
Easy to make excuses for the globe, but
God
first,
is a hot
think
dog?
about a plane flying over a flat Earth. If the Earth was flat and stationary, just assume it is.
I paid for one yesterday. You owe me what? Should I just be there with my bank? I don't know. Dispute? Oh. I guess. I don't think that's a tactic that works. But you did it of your own damn accord, Patrick. Alright? And I respect you for it. I'm gonna do a mukbang, what? Because of hot dogs from space? Yes. Yes, indeed.
Right? We're a make-believe world. Flat and stationary Earth. Right? Planes flying, nose up a little bit just so it doesn't porpoise, and it's flying,
right.
And it wants to land. What's it going to do? It's going to just go flat and land on a stationary runway. Perfect. Doing exactly what we see. Exactly what pilots say they do. They say it's flat. They treat it as flat. They treat it as stationary. When they're flying east or west, they don't adjust speeds. When they fly...
That's because on the scale of the Earth, it may as well be flat. With as large as the Earth is, with as massive as the Earth is, it may as well just be a flat plane that you're trying to land on because it's such a small little portion of that. That's not... I'm an average Joe. and I'm able to explain that.
From the north to
What does that make Flat Earth, Dave?
Ecuador and land on a runway that's north.
A middle-aged man yearning for companionship from his desolate marriage. His empty bedroom. His wedding bed bereft of his wife's presence. The warmth of her touch. Sandra! I don't know what his wife's name is. Sandra! Please, it's my birthday! Please, you promise! Sandra! That's Flat Earth, Dave. I don't know if you guys knew that. Wasn't that a sci-fi movie, Hot Dogs from Space? Yeah, I think so.
North-south. Facing, they don't have to chase the runway sideways at 1,034 miles per hour. They treat it as flat and stationary. And everything that the plane does is like flat and stationary. Now, for a globe, we can say, well, you know, it's going up and it's using air pressure and it is going down, you know, and the Earth is spinning, but we don't have to worry about that because the atmosphere is Velcroed to the Earth and it's moving with it. I mean, you can make up excuses all day. But look at the flat Earth explanation. Airplanes fly straight and level over the Earth plane.
No, I mean, I think I explained it pretty simply. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about with atmosphere and oxygen and whatever. Like, the Earth be big, plane be might as well entirely level. Plane land on more or less flat plane, you fucking dumb prick.
No rotation, right? When you
Chase the
rotate the
runway
ball,
sideways, yeah.
it's 24,901 around, right? The equator.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
over 20
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
so
I'm writing.
round
I'm
it off,
writing. Hang on.
24,000
Okay.
miles,
Yeah.
so it's
Let me try and
spinning
follow
at
you.
1,000
Okay.
miles an hour. And then 24
Uh-huh.
hours later, you're back to where you
Right.
started from.
Yeah.
Right? It's just over 1,000 miles an hour.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Right.
Fact, if you believe in a spinning ball.
Right.
So if the Earth is spinning once per day, it's just over 24,000 miles around. It takes, it's going,
A thing that any elementary school kid knows.
the equator is moving at 1,000 miles per hour, right?
But wait, what if we're geocentric? What if the sun's just the one moving around us?
Oh dear God. Oh dear fucking Lord. What if Michelangelo? Huh? What if Michelangelo, huh, Darwin? What if? I think somebody else has been smoking the sweet Mary Jane. Huh? And with that, I think I'm gonna build another bowl. I don't know what the policies are on YouTube and Twitch, like what I can and cannot discuss, but I have some parsley. I have some nice, very resinous buds of parsley that break apart very nicely, and each bowl of parsley that I have been packing has been chef's kiss. Very nice. So, you know, having, like, I have just a little bit of other parsley that's just a little older and it's just a little bit less dank. And so I want to try and get through that so I can get back to the good parsley. So I'm trying to make excuses to engage in more parsley bowls. You guys know I'm talking about weed? Was that obvious? Was it pretty obvious? All right. I'm going to let this play. And I'm still going to listen to it, but I'm going to sit here building the bowl. Give me just a moment. I promise I'm not leaving. I'm not even turning off the face cam yet.
I agree. The sun is moving around, so we're not spinning. But I'm talking about we're talking.
You have no idea what I can do with my hands. They could be doing anything right now.
Talking about the spinning globe here and how crazy it is.
Okay, well, I'm okay. Keep going.
Right. So
Because I think the globe spinning thing, I don't know if that's even. I think that's kind of silly.
So welcome to Flat Earth.
Shut up, you're silly.
Thanks.
You can get good parsley for 20 ounce back in the day. 20 an ounce? God damn. Jesus fuck. Yeah, if you were a sucker. God damn. That would be like... Well, I'm paying 30... Well, I recently... This really good parsley that I got, I had to pay $40 for the ounce, which is a lot. That's $10 more than I was before. I was able to get 2 ounces before, and now I got to make 1 ounce last like a month and a half, 2 months, something like that. I mean, I don't have to make it last. I just try to ration it a little bit, just to know that I'm not like overdoing it, and just so that I can know how much I'm spending on it. I'm trying to keep some of my brains about me. But this, since I am by myself this weekend, I can be up 24 hours if I want. I can stay up all night, guys. Mom and Dad aren't home. I can stay up all night. I don't even have a bedtime. But when my wife leaves town, then I don't have nearly as many obligations as I do when she's around. Because then we're like, we got plans, we do stuff. We're an active couple. We go out in the world. Dollars or ounce? Dollars or ounce? What? I was paying 30. I mean, real actual parsley. Ugh. Ooh. Ugh. Why would you smoke that? Gross. It wouldn't taste very good. Oh, sorry. I'm not going to let it play. Did Discord explode for you? No? Did it? Am I even on Discord right now? I don't think so. I'll boot her up. Let's boot her up. Let's take a look under the hood. Let's tap around the roof of the car. Oh. No, it looks fine. It looks about normal to me. "24-hour stream, Patrick." I mean, no, probably not anytime soon. I mean, I'm down, but like, I don't know. That's. I feel like that'd be depressing with my current viewer base. Can you imagine me at 3 a.m. no viewers, like doing karaoke or some shit? I don't mean that to be depressing. Like I know that it's self-effacing at worst. Okay. But to answer your question, Cynical, no, I didn't get any explosions from Discord. Help! I'm in the back rooms. I think you're gonna have to call 824 to get you out. They own that property now. I doubt it. I doubt Kane Pixel would have signed away, because he has there. It's like a public domain thing in general, like the concept of the back rooms. Like it was on a forum, and like it's like the tabletop game, if you could call it that, is governed by the people who like run the forum. Like it's just like user run or whatever. So I don't know what Kane himself could own. I think anything that involves like async or like the company that he created or like the ideas, because that's why he doesn't have like a bunch of different classifications or a bunch of different levels or anything like that. He only kind of hints to those. So I think like his narrative, I think he can own. But I would assume that A24's got to own a portion of that now. Like either because he's first-time director, right? They're pulling someone from YouTube into like making a movie, so they had to have made some kind of deal, right, to save their butts in case it flopped, right? I'm just trying to think as a financier. Multiple games have come out before the movie with the backrooms. Yeah. I think there's sort of the SCP-like forums, right, that dictate sort of the narrative and the levels and all that kind of stuff. And then there's the RPG. I think it's mostly online. Like, I think it's online TTRPG, if that makes sense. It's kind of like what what you do, but like it's not. I don't think it ever was pen and paper. I think it's all just originated online. So I don't think you'll ever be able to really lay claim to it as an IP. Yeah, I think overall probably not. But like, you know how like American Horror Story, like they had their version of the Backrooms. It was one of those like legally distinct. I think that's what Kane Pixel does. I think that he makes it seem enough like the Backrooms and maybe uses public IP enough to like weave in there to form a narrative around it, which is kind of a testament to his genius as a filmmaker. The fact that he could take something that would otherwise be public domain and bend it into something that it could otherwise be his, or that can, I don't know, I could otherwise, I don't know why I said that twice. Trying to sound smart.
Everybody, we'll catch you tomorrow.
No.
So,
Okay, go.
so at 1,000 miles an hour, somebody's sitting on the equator. They're in 24 hours. They went over 24,000 miles, so they're moving at 1,000 miles an hour, but they don't notice it. They don't feel it, right?
Yeah.
Now, what about somebody up in Alaska? Now, the point of rotation is right here. Alaska's right here, so they're only making a small circle. So
Yeah, I
they're
get that.
moving slower.
Yeah, of course they would be moving slower. That
Yeah,
would be
they're moving at
accurate.
like 200 miles an hour.
Sure.
Okay, so we get an airplane. It takes off an Alaska runway, and it flies to Ecuador. So the airplane goes 500 miles an hour. So sitting on the runway, we can say, okay, the airplane's already moving.
Domain expansion. What? Domain expansion, infinite void?
200 miles an hour,
Those are all cool
That's
words when put
moving
together,
from,
but I don't know what they mean
west
strung
to
like
east.
that.
right? West to east or east to west, whatever.
All right, have a good one,
so,
J-Pool.
So it speeds up to 500 miles an hour. We'll even give the globe the benefit of the doubt. We'll add that to it. So now it's got 700 miles an hour somehow, magically. It flies to the equator. The runway's moving 1,000 miles an hour sideways. How does it catch up to that runway? How does it land on a moving runway? Think about it. If you're even closer to the North Pole, you're moving a mile per hour.
Well, as far as I understand it, oxygen is still kind of like water, right? Like we can look. Why don't we just consider oxygen a see-through, transparent water? It's cynical. It's important to watch these guys. It's part of an entire system of currents and density, like different densities, different temperatures that all sort of have to like flow in and out of each other in like a roiling hell broth that is between us and the upper atmosphere, right? And so you have things like wind currents, you have things like, you know, density pockets, you have things like, you know, hotter air temperature, lower air temperature fronts, things like that. Whatever. I do not myself know the mechanics of that, but it moves with whatever it is. Like it's not like it has like its predetermined patterns, you know, like if you're a meteorologist, you can predict these things for the Weather Channel. You know what I mean? Like you can predict where some of this stuff is going to go because you know what the patterns indicate based on the data that's available, right? It's not that it's not that magically everything turns with the Earth at exactly the same rate, you know? Like there's a fucking molten core inside the Earth. Like just because it says that's what just because that's what the math says doesn't mean that's what we perceive, and it doesn't mean that's how any of the physics works in practice between the center of the globe and the upper atmosphere. It's not in sync. It's not perfectly. It's not like completely fixed. You know, like it just doesn't work like that. There's too much moving parts to the Earth, and it's so massive that you just can't. It can't all just turn like a fucking page. The atmosphere is moving too, geniuses. Yes.
You know, if you're right next to the North Pole,
Sure.
right?
Okay.
If you're a mile from the North Pole,
So
what's that?
it seems like they genuinely think that if you're up at the North Pole, because of how it spins in the middle, it should spin at a more concentrated rate up top. So it's like you should be just going around the North Pole, apparently, according to these guys.
6.28 miles around, right? You're moving less than a mile per hour, right?
Okay. So yeah, I guess there's at one point there would be a 200 mile per hour.
So you'd have to
You're
speed
right.
up. But the thing is, winds blow left and right
up and down. Balloons go up.
But inertia is different, though. Inertia is not the same necessarily as wind.
But there is no inertia. There is no inertia. Where is it getting that sideways spin? Versus the flat Earth explanation, Alaska's here, Ecuador's here, they're not moving, airplane flies and lands. So back 2,000 years ago, Eratosthenes theorized that...
if you've ever heard Flat Earth Dave speak, you would hear so many references to Eratosthenes, and he has such a hard-on for that dude. I don't know what's up. I don't know what's up. I don't know. It's fixation, definitely.
That he looked down a well and he saw, this is the story, he saw the sun at the bottom of a well, so he said, oh, the sun is directly above me on this day, right? Hey, that's good, that's testable, repeatable, and that's something you can definitely figure out, right? And then for some reason Eratosthenes thought that the sun was infinitely far away because the sun rays would come in straight, so he said, hey, if I send my buddy 500 miles away, he could hold a stick up and we can measure the shadow. I'll hold the stick and he'll hold the stick. My stick won't have any shadow. His stick will have a shadow, and they could do some math.
And then fast forward a couple, 1,000 years, and hundreds and thousands of scientists have done more sophisticated, more modern experiments and proven over and over again that the Earth is round. Holy fuck, dude. You can lead a horse to water, but it doesn't help if it's too dumb to know what water is. For fucking real, dude. It's okay. It's okay. That's mean. They're probably less dumb than I'm giving them credit for, but they're making broad assumptions about physics without basis of knowledge. Yeah. Yeah. And they're spreading their message, and he's making money doing it.
Right? That's the story.
Which
we don't
is
have all the
supremely
answers.
evil.
We don't have a rock solid model, but falsification is independent of replacement. And once you
Yeah, Dick! Yeah, Dick! Holy shit, dude! Turn a fucking mirror on yourself for a second. Holy fucking shit. Jesus Christ. That was the most self-aware thing he could have said. I wish that he had noticed that.
Our entire solar system, our Earth, the sun, the stars, the moon, space travel, everything is based off the radius of the Earth. The radius, a line from the middle to the outside, right? Because the radius gives us the circumference, it gives us the distances and the sizes of all the other planets. If the radius is incorrect...
I'm feeling like he's trying to say that the Earth is a perfect sphere with this point. I kind of feel like that's where he's going with that.
Correct. Then everything else falls apart. All of cosmology, all of space travel, it all falls apart.
Why would it fall apart?
Because if the radius is wrong, then the distance to the sun and the moon are wrong, and the sizes of the planets are wrong, and the equations for gravity are wrong, and the amount of gravity that the Earth has is wrong, and everything is wrong because everything is based off the radius, which is a basically just an assumed number based off of some really bad information. The radius is everything, because if the radius...
And then tested over and over and over again? I don't even know if what he's saying is true. I don't know if everything goes off the radius. I don't know if the premise is true because I'm not myself, steeped in this kind of stuff. But what I do know is that the current science is the current science because it's been tested and reiterated and visited again over and over again to make sure that those findings are sound. And when something new is brought into the field as a discovery or some new premise or something like that holds water, guess what? The work is fucking revised. And then we learn new things, and then we move forward as a fucking civilization. We're supposed to have flying cars already. We're supposed to have flying cars. We're supposed to have flying cars. What a flying car. I don't want to talk about the moon landing not being real. I want to be in my flying car, flying. Fuck.
radius is wrong, then the curvature rate is wrong, and then the distance and the size of the sun are wrong.
Also, no, one thing being off by a small amount, or just not necessarily being what we thought it was before, doesn't negate an entire field of study. There's no one bedrock that holds the entire house of science up. It's a lot of different things. It's a lot of different areas of study. There's a lot of different sub-sciences within one overall science. Like biology has got microbiology. You know, there's like fucking anthropological biology. You know, like biological anthropology, whatever. There's a bunch of different disciplines and shit, specializations. Like, fuck, man. You can't just say that an entire science is now debunked because you found a small error in something. Yeah, and that's not even, that's just going with what you're saying. That's just saying that what you're saying is true. It doesn't, like, that's, I know that what you're saying isn't true, but if I'm just following your lead here and I'm trying to play along with you, fuck, man.
The moon are wrong.
It's hard to wrap my head around, especially this
equation
stone.
for gravity. Our sun is made of helium and hydrogen in a vacuum. You can't have gas uncontained, right? Nature abhors a vacuum, but our whole world.
Where is it supposed to go, Dave? Out in space, where the fuck? Let's say a tree appears in the middle of space. Do you think it just sits there? Do you think that it has, like, it's say that it has no velocity, it has no inertia, there's no force other than what would be naturally occurring gravity on that tree? Do you think it just sits there in fucking space and doesn't fucking move? You fucking idiot. No, it doesn't. It doesn't just sit there. It is pulled by some force, no matter how infinitesimal, it is pulled by some force towards the closest center of gravity. This is, again, like elementary school science.
Like people say, well, the circling.
And I know because the highest level of science I ever got to was elementary school.
Sun in
Okay?
Antarctica proves the shape of the Earth. Well, first you have to prove that there's curvature. Then you have to prove that helium and hydrogen.
That's all. No, all relevant data says that there's curvature. So you have to first disprove that. It's the burden of proof is on you. You're making the claim that it's not true.
Can exist in a vacuum and have gravity that holds on to Pluto.
You're thinking of vacuum the entire. You think it's a fucking a sucking thing with a bag and a tube on it. Like, that's what you think it is. That's what you think a vacuum means. That's not what that means. It just means the absence of atmosphere.
But ignores our moon. Like, our moon comes around the Earth towards the sun. It doesn't speed up and get yanked away. When it goes away, it doesn't slow down. It's just, it's all nonsensical.
That's because we're all dancing in concert. All the celestial bodies are dancing in concert, gravitating towards the closest, largest center of gravity, which fucking changes just because of just the way that things, however they started. With, I mean, whatever the concept that we end up settling on, if it's the Big Bang, then like that's what sent the cosmos into motion. You know, like, fuck, dude. I know I keep saying fuck, dude, but damn it, that's what I keep feeling. All right, let's move on.
See them boats out there.
Now, why does it say ownership is just an illusion? That seems weird. Right? I feel like that's strange.
Yeah, they have to pay to be there. Yeah. But who are you paying? Who owns the sea?
Your local municipal government? Typically? What's the question?
How can you own the sea? Like, who are they buying it off? Do you know what I mean? Have they off?
This is rage bait. This has to be rage bait. There's no way this is true. There's no way this is like serious in any way, shape, or form.
Offered Poseidon some Bitcoin for it? Have they dived to the bottom of Davy's lockers and Davy Jones' locker and had a meeting with the Kraken? I'll tell you what they've done.
Yeah, a purposeful miscut or a purposeful blooper left in there. I think it's rage bait.
They wrote up a Microsoft Word document. We hereby declare ownership over the sea, and then they signed it themselves. They signed it themselves. That sea is no more yours than it is mine. If that was my boat out there, I'd say, prove to me you own the sea.
This says flat Earth as one of the hashtags.
Prove it. And I don't want to see some boggy document where you've signed it yourself. Where's it written in the sea that you own it? and then I'll pay you. It's the same as, oh, they were in our airspace, in your airspace. How can you own the air? Who are you? Buy the air off of humans.
Well, I mean, from what I understand, governments usually place limits on where you can fly in terms of like strategic and defensive positions, because they don't want like enemies going in and bombing them suddenly, like, and they don't want to shoot at somebody who doesn't have any ill intent accidentally, and so they kind of like came up with a thing that makes people aware that there are places where you can't fly because you might accidentally get shot down. And they're just very strict about it because they want to make sure that people know that it's a life and death matter. That's not that hard to answer.
Water always finds its level. That's what you say.
Yeah.
Water finds a gravitational equipotential surface. On a sphere, that surface is curved.
Is that a word? Equipotential? That doesn't sound like a word. Oh. Composed of all points at the same potential. Okay. Well, there you go.
NASA didn't invent gravity.
Yeah. So on a sphere, that is not curved, but again, a naval vessel with a railgun can target with a pinpoint laser another ship 125 miles away and hit it with a line drive, right? There would be over 2 miles of curvature at that distance.
If it was the right size that they think it is.
Correct.
Now, if it was just bigger than they thought, that would solve all the flat earthers.
Well, it wouldn't, because if the Earth is 1,000 times bigger, I think it's as big
Why
of
does it have to be 1,000? Just
because we have measurements that would require the radius to be 4,000 miles instead of it was like 1,000 times the radius, whatever it was. I forget the numbers. I don't want to quote the wrong numbers, but we have observations that would require, if that's your excuse, the Earth is 1,000 times bigger. That would mean that all space is fake, as I said, and two, that's as big a conspiracy there. If the Earth is 1,000 times bigger,
Is
I
that
doubt
not the
there's
definition of a straw man? You didn't know what the argument
Water always
was, so
finds
you
its
just
level. That's what you
shut up. You didn't know what the argument was, so you just made one up. Railguns target distant targets with a parabolic arc. Shut up. Shh. 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 Cynical. Shh. That's not. You're not allowed to make sense here. That's not. You're not allowed to do that. That is
Scientists
blasphemy.
say that over 70% of the Earth is covered by water, yet not a single drop is carbonated. And that's all the proof I need that the Earth is flat.
Okay. That's true. That's true. I think that I've finally been convinced. Holy shit. There you go. Not an ounce of it is carbonated. It's true.
You don't think Earth is flat? I fly a lot. One time I took a 25-hour flight, and the plane never did this. If you're on the map, if U.S. is
Come
here,
on! Oh man, it's not going to. It's not. You're not going to get to a point where the Earth is so massive. I think people just don't understand. They can't conceive of how big something like that is. It's not something that you can just go like, okay, I'll go like 500 miles above the atmosphere and I can just twist the globe and I can go from, you know, Europe to Asia at like the far corner of Asia and just like I'll do that really quickly. Like that's not how that fucking works, man. The Earth is so fucking huge. It still takes a very long time to get anywhere. God damn, dude. So even if you're on a plane, you're not gonna feel the fucking plane curve with the Earth. Shackwheel. How dare you?
and another country is there. When I was going to that country, the plane never did that. That's all I said.
So?
You don't think Earth is flat? I
So?
fly a lot. One time I took a 25-hour flight, and the plane never.
One thing about me, I'm going to believe a conspiracy theory. I don't give a fuck. And at that point, you're gonna have to prove to me that it's not true.
No,
the only
that's not how that works. I mean, you can not believe something all you want, but it's not anybody's job to convince you that it's true. It's what all the research was for. You didn't familiarize yourself with that. You're too lazy to do that. Why the fuck is it anybody else's responsibility? That's like walking into a restaurant going, prove to me that you deserve to serve me. Like, go fuck yourself. No. Burden of proof is on the one making the claim. Yeah. That's fake.
Well, is flat Earth. Shut the
And?
fuck up. You want me to believe out of all the people that could have died that day, it was Princess Diana, the most kindest, loving person on the planet? You want me to believe that? And I'm curious,
What?
which ones do you guys believe? Because all you need to do is give me a sentence in the comments. I believe it.
But if she died, if she didn't die, where is she now? Is she in the bunker with Tupac?
The Knicks didn't lose because they played bad, because the Spurs...
And he finds this canal system that is incredibly straight. This canal goes on for almost 10 kilometers. Like,
okay, and now somebody understands too much scale? And now your perception of Earth is now way too big? Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Also, if kindness prevents death, then the whole world would be filled with the nicest people. True. True. No kind people die. They're not allowed.
6 miles of just a straight line. This guy
Okay.
says, if the Earth is a globe, and people say it's 25,000 miles in circumference, then if I look at a straight line, after the first mile, the curvature of the Earth would mean that the canal would now be 8 inches lower. After 2 miles, it would be 32 inches lower. After 3 miles, 72 inches lower, meaning like 6 feet, almost.
And bear with me here. We're not working with a perfect fucking sphere, you goddamn dunce. Perhaps there are areas of the globe that go up really steeply and go down into valleys, and like, you know, the Earth doesn't necessarily have to be like fucking a flat or a bald sphere. It's got like mountains and shit on it. It's got like shifting fucking tectonic plates and shit. The landscape is changing constantly over time. It's not going to look like a perfect fucking sphere. Except for from very, very, very far away. So yeah, you can have a goddamn quote-unquote straight line of a canal for 6 miles, and that 6 miles is nothing compared to the entire circumference of the Earth. And so you can very easily just have a 6 mile stretch of land that looks completely flat. Absolutely, 100%. There are places in other countries outside the US where it looks like, water's flowing uphill. Or where it looks like you can see across a valley and there's cars going straight fucking down. That's just the shape of the Earth. Gravity still works. The atmosphere still works. The innards of the planet are all still churning and doing what they're supposed to be doing. And you can have faith that you're not going to just go flying off into space.
2 meters.
So no, there doesn't need to be curvature there.
And so on. So he thinks eventually the dip from the curvature of the Earth would be so great that you could easily observe it.
Right, if you're on an exactly, completely spherical part of the Earth that follows all those math equations completely correctly, and you don't need any kind of surveying equipment to readjust or anything like that. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. 100%. That doesn't factor into your fucking hypothetical, though, does it? If you're 6 feet tall, you can see for about 5 miles to the edge of the Earth if it's flat terrain and not distant mountains, but Earth is bumpy. But yeah, I don't think this guy actually is claiming the tunnel thing is true.
So he
canal
gets
thing?
in the water, he puts a telescope right above the surface of the water, and then puts a boat on the canal with a 1 meter tall post on it. So what he wants to see is if the Earth is curved, if it's a globe, this post will start to disappear over the horizon. So he does it. The boat goes away, it goes the entire 6 miles of the canal, and it stays in sight the entire time.
Wait, no,
it
what?
doesn't dip over the horizon.
So he is claiming that.
And he's stoked. And he finds this canal system that is...
He's arguing for the flat Earth, is he not? How are my frogs making me jump higher? No? Maybe I am too stoned. Oh, okay. Yeah, it seems like there he was saying that he did see the boat stay on a flat plane, which to me sounds like he's arguing for the flat Earth, but I guess I'm misjudging or not seeing it. Taken from the perspective of the guy that's making the claim. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, Gene Wilder. I don't know why I said Gene Wilder. I'm trying to find more recent videos. I don't want to just click on something that was like months and months and months ago. One day. Oh, they're just too gullible? Oh no, that's... see, I don't want to like... I want to see people disagreeing that it is flat, you know? Or saying that it is flat. I mean, at least, you know, the campaigns of quelling of misinformation seem to be working, you know? 22 hours ago? That's breaking news.
According to the globe model, the surface of all standing water must have a certain degree of convexity. Based on the alleged globe circumference of about 25,000 miles, the Earth must curve away from you at 8 inches per mile squared. The formula is simple and accurate over all visible...
I think we just covered this.
...distances and has been proven by engineering software. At just 10 miles, there should
water.
be a measurable curvature drop of 67 feet. 20 miles, 267 feet. 60 miles, 2,400 feet. To calculate what amount should be hidden behind the alleged globe bulge, you can use an online calculator like this one. We can prove that this curvature does not exist. For example, in this video, I filmed the opposite shore 21.03 miles away. You can see both the laser source and its reflection on the water. That laser in the opposite shore should have been between 218 to 223 feet below the globe horizon. No curvature is present.
I've got a serious question, okay? You know the Chicago skyline, right? Well, it's 59 miles across, okay? Right here on Google it says, giving the Earth's curve, it should be 2,320 feet below the horizon, but you can see it, obviously. This right here is 56 miles. This is using the Earth curve calculator. 2,000 feet should be covered by the curve, yet we can still see this. You know what else is cool? One of these NASA documents right here. I'm not going to take anything out of context, but
I mean, yeah, you fucking idiot. It's just like what we said before. The Earth is not just a bald sphere. It's not just a ball. It's not like a specific, like an actual, like, really ball. Come on, dear God. And plus, even if you, like, just because you can see the top of a building doesn't mean you can see the whole building, but I wouldn't expect somebody like this to understand that. No, genius, you can't see it. You don't see the bottoms of the buildings. But also things are bumpy, yeah. And massive, I think, to a scale that people just don't understand. They cannot conceive of how big the Earth is, like, in reality, so they can't wrap their brains around it. So they think it's like, I should be able to walk the land bridge. The Transasiatic land bridge. I should be able to walk that sucker. What? It's not too far. How dare you?
Non-rotating Earth. Y'all just go read that and see
flat,
for yourselves.
non-rotating
So the Willis Tower
Earth.
right there is 1,451 feet, right? And it's supposed to be 2,000 feet below sea level. So that means that it should be 500 foot above it. So how is that possible? I really would like to hear some good observations and points without all the trash talking. You know what I mean? How about we come together?
No, fuck you. Go talk to your wife and kids. They probably miss you.
Flat earthers are blatant liars and extremely gullible.
True.
If they aren't making up demonstrably false claims, then they are just repeating what some random stranger told them without looking into it at all.
True.
Infrared does not.
But we're not here to agree with people. How is this truth? What? But yeah, what? Where's the Isn't the 24-hour sun meant to prove that the Earth is round? Is this person wearing a mask? Right? No! Are they wearing a mask? Pause, you asshole! Stop! Stop doing that! Look at that. Probably a Gen Z looks maxer. Well, his looks are a little too maxed. He looks like he's wearing a mask of himself.
Although we weren't able to shatter that highest, hardest glass ceiling this time, thanks to you, it's got about 18 million cracks in it.
Yeah. She's talking about the women vote. That's really tone deaf. A real thing looks maxers are doing? What, with hammers on their face? What the fuck? The fuck are you doing? What are you talking about? That's a thing? So like what, breaking their bones and trying to reset them to do like really shitty back alley plastic surgery sort of thing? That I could imagine. I could certainly love to correct my deviated septum. I don't have a fully deviated septum. But I do have like one nostril that I cannot breathe out of, just at any given point. Which is, I mean, par for the course, but man, have you heard Reckless Ben? That dude, he has a deviated septum, definitely. I was watching those videos, man. It's almost like an endearing thing, but it's also just like, dude, just mute all those parts out. You have to have some weird bag things up your nose. Weird. Yeah, you know, when it's the difference is palpable. Like when I take like a dilator, like when I'm using nose spray or something, when I have like an allergy reaction or something like that. The difference is noticeable instantly. And I realize that I haven't been able to breathe correctly for like weeks at a time. And it feels like I can breathe for the first time. It's weird. That's life, man.
We weren't able to shatter that high. Thanks to you, it's got about 18.
Yeah, no, she was just talking about the women vote. Just
water
that's
always
all.
finds its level, so you won't get curvature out of water.
There's no topography there. It's going straight.
So,
well, I mean, on a micro scale, water always finds its level, but that's like separate from the gravitational center and the gravitational pull of the Earth. The water finding its level is like kind of on the same plane that we're talking about when we talk about scale, like how the Earth is so massive. It does curve around the Earth. The oceans just kind of want to be closer to the center of gravity that they're near, and so yeah, they do curve. They hug the shape of the Earth. I don't know who thinks that the oceans are level. I don't know how you would be able to get it still enough to be able to take an accurate measurement of how level it can be, but it doesn't always find its level. Also, the surface of water acts like a waveform. Unsurprising, yeah, I can see that. But can be bumpy too. Yep. It also sits within its basin wherever it is. If the Earth is bumpy, then it means that ocean's going to be bumpy too. But overall, it's more level in the ground. Well, yeah.
Have you driven over the Nullarbor?
No, I haven't personally done it, but I've done observations personally where I've confirmed that the water is definitely not curving using my infrared long-distance cameras.
Rightio.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
totally not
Water
curving at
always
all.
finds
That's
its
why,
level.
That's why you can see horizon or ships go over the
So
horizon. Totally.
you won't get curvature out of water.
That's right. welcome to Flat Earth.
Totally, my good sir. Absolutely. I agree. think a lot of these are looking like they're pretty old. Yeah, and that's the end of the results. Flat Earthers. Probably hijack one of the
You're in pilot port.
The Earth is
no.
flat.
You're in pilot port. 43 years. Wow. What shape is the planet? Flat. We're supposed to keep them secret.
Did you notice any curvature while we were up there?
Curvature? No. Curvature? No.
No, there's no curvature?
It's just all flat.
Or is it globing?
I mean, that seems pretty clearly edited. Like, it doesn't sound like they're trying to make a good faith go of it, perhaps? Is what I'm saying to you? Is what I am saying to you? Is what I'm saying to your face? Hello.
Land from us? I think they are.
Land
If
from
you've
us?
seen any of my videos, you know that I talk about how the globe deception was created to hide
Well,
God
you
from us.
started. No.
Land from us?
Well, you started. I don't. You started halfway through a sentence. I don't know what you were trying to say. Land from us. I don't know. I don't know what land from us. Please, please, sir.
I think they are. If you've seen any of my videos, you know that I talk about how the globe deception was created to hide God from us, to make us think we are insignificant coming from a big bang billions of years ago. I don't believe any of that. I believe God created the place we live, and I think he also created more lands that we live. I think there are more than 7 continents. In fact, I think
Like Lemuria and Mu and where else? Torrid would probably be in there. You know, the land that didn't exist. Where else? There'd be a bunch of one. There'd be like a bunch of lands out there, huh? Right? Definitely a bunch of lands, different
one of those
lands.
continents isn't even a continent, but
Beyond
an ice wall
the
that
ice
surrounds our
wall.
current living situation. See, I think there's a chance that we live on something more like this, a big flat plain where we currently live is surrounded by
So
a
there's
giant ice
other-
wall that I'm going to show you in a minute.
In this clearly AI image, there's like a bunch of neighbor ice wall. Well, what's between those? Like a forest of some sort? Is that like a
In the 60th
some
parallel
creepy forest?
is about around that what that ice wall would be, and we're not allowed to explore any of this outer land. So this is a
I
possibility.
mean, I think as a whole, the scientific community doesn't even know that this outer land exists. So I don't think that it's that people can't go anywhere, like they're restricted. I think it's that you got to just wake people up, man. You just got to make sure that people are aware of the fact that the ice wall exists. First of all, because we can't, as a civilization, determine that, nor have we determined that, nor is there any proof that it's true. Then, I mean, you're gonna wake people up to that, and then you got to wake people up to the fact that it's not all there is. That there's actual stuff outside of that dome, you know. And then and you're gonna have to prove, first of all, I think that we're under a dome, because I think that hasn't really been substantiated, considering the fact that we've been to space. But also, you know, I think that you gotta substantiate it in some other way other than just claiming that there's a dome. You gotta like take pictures of it. You gotta maybe go to the edge yourself. You know, go to the ice wall in Antarctica and be like, hey man, you know, sneak in. You know, get some like active camouflage or some shit. You know, I feel like, you know, there's definitely things you could do that would validate some of your claims. And then after all that, then you can probably say, okay, well, there's a land outside of it, and there's areas where we haven't explored before, and it's pretty cool, and it's all like this extra shit. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. Totally down for that. Just substantiate it just a little bit. Just a tiny little bit, and I'm on board. All right?
I think even something like this is a possibility, where there's bigger and bigger ice walls, and for flat earthers out there, we know there's a dome above us. Maybe there's different domes in different areas, and I'm going to show you how this would even work, and how the sun that we see could even work on all these different domes and different lands. Land from us? I think they are. If you've seen any of my videos.
But he started halfway through a sentence and he didn't even finish his point by the time he was done. I think he let me down. I think he let me I just choked on my own spit. I think he let me down. I feel a little let down, you know? Alright, well, I think what I'm going to do, instead of just going all the way through into the evening time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break and get dinner and all that kind of stuff. And then I'll probably be back, most likely playing WoW. I think that's going to be... I don't know, I just kind of feel like it. So yeah, if you want to watch some gameplay, stay tuned. It's 2:30 right now. It'll probably be like 5 o'clock. That's what I'm thinking. And if I don't show up, then come on back tomorrow. Be streaming around probably noon again, and if the boys are around, probably playing games and stuff. You know how it be. Mr. Tree. I couldn't think of a different rhyming word. I tried to. I tried to come up with a different rhyming word. It didn't work. It didn't work. I really did try. I really did try to rhyme that word there. And I failed. I failed, gosh darn it. I failed myself, I failed you, I failed my country and my ancestors. And I'm gonna go watch X-Men 97. Alright? It's been pretty amazing so far. I'm gonna watch it and rewatch it. And then I'm probably gonna do a little 1 through 3 episode review. Why not? You know, try and write a script on that. I am kind of working on like 3 different scripts at once. But whatever, you know what? I do what I want. Alright. Thank you guys for sticking around. I know it's a short one, but there is every chance we will be back tonight. I keep promising that and then not delivering, so don't hold me to it, but I will try. I don't plan on there's no alcohol in the house. So I can't accidentally get drunk again. I can't accidentally get too stoned though. That is a danger that we are slowly creeping up on. But yeah, I'll be back. Bye-bye.